Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to install an oil catch can on your 2020 and up Toyota Highlander. Basically what an oil catch can does is the blow by, which is like the oil seeping through your piston rings, comes up, goes through this tube, and then it goes into your intake. And you probably can't see it too well because I've had this out, but there's a bunch of oil in there. You can barely see it in here. You can kind of see right in there that there's a bunch of oil, and you don't want that going in your intake. Because these new direct injection cars, you really only need to do this if you have a direct injection car. It covers the valves and it gets all dirty. You get carbon buildup, and I guess that's really bad. So we're gonna go ahead and be installing this. I'm gonna show you how. I also do just want to say this is just a 400 milliliter oil catch can I got from Amazon. It was like 30 bucks, 40 bucks. So your first step is you're gonna look in here and you're gonna find this tube attached here. I took this tube out because it went under this intake and it was a little bit hard to put back in, so I can't put it back in. But anyways, go ahead and put a flathead and move that ring, and then you can use these pliers, and I just pulled it out. Once I pulled it out, I then unplugged this, and you'll probably see some oil in there. It's pretty gross. Anyways, and then you're gonna pull this tube out from underneath the intake, and you can take it out. So with our new oil catch can, that's gonna be the outlet, which is gonna come in here. It's gonna plug in to the out, and then, sorry, the in. It's gonna plug into the inlet, and the outlet is gonna go over here. So now I've never done this before, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to use this, put our pipe on that, and then have it go to the outlet on the oil catch can. Just so that we can get this ready, go ahead, pop this guy off. All right, so here's everything my kit came with. Obviously, you get the oil catch can, you get some tubes, some fittings. So now that I have this piece off the pipe, we're gonna go ahead, get our tube right here. So here's a little issue I ran into. This is the original pipe, and as you can see, its diameter is much bigger. The inner diameter, and even the outer one, is much bigger than the pipes that came with the kit. So you can see they're pretty small. I tried to stretch them out, did not work. And I mean, you can see, it's like huge. So what I did was I went to AutoZone, got the biggest pipe that they had. You want a fuel line. It's the same pipe that it comes with. Just search any fuel line. You can probably find them at Lowe's as well. I'm gonna try to stretch this guy onto it. Another issue is on the engine itself, the other end, the pipe's pretty big too, so I'm gonna have to stretch it onto that one as well. I got about, this is all they had left, so it was like maybe like 2 feet. So we're gonna try to see that. Once I get the nipples fitted, then what I'm gonna do, going to route it and see where we can mount the oil catch can. All right, as you guys can see, I'm slowly working this pipe onto it. Inner diameter of this pipe is, it says a 1/2 inch pipe, I think. Yeah, so this is a 1/2 inch fuel pipe. If you're gonna order this online, I'd recommend ordering something a little bit bigger than a 1/2 inch pipe. Otherwise, you're really gonna have to squeeze it on there. Kind of like this way better though, because it will have a good squeeze, but just get a little bit bigger of a pipe so you can match the inside diameter of it. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna make a bracket out of metal. I have this metal license plate cover I got with my car. I'm using an angle grinder, cut about here and about here. Then I'm gonna bend it, drill a couple holes, and then mount this on, and then mount the bracket to a piece of the car. I was thinking unscrew this bolt a little bit, put that metal bracket there, and then the catch can kind of sit right there. That way it's close to that pipe, and then we can route the new tube. All right, so here's my piece of metal currently. As you can see, I cut it a little bit more, bent it. If you're gonna use this particular type of metal, definitely recommend heating it up. I had to heat it up with a blowtorch. Otherwise, the first time I tried to bend it, it just broke off. So heat it up, bend it, and now I'm gonna drill a hole here so that I can mount it into the car. And then I'll drill 2 holes here for the oil catch can, and it'll kind of sit on the engine like this, holding up the oil catch can. I'm just gonna show you guys the drilling process. We're able to drill through the metal. Whenever you drill through metal, you want to do it at a slow pace, and you want to make sure it's curling up like that. Otherwise, you're going to harden the metal, and the drill bit will get dull. All right, so that bolt is the one I'm aiming for. We're going to take that off to mount the bracket on. It's a 12 millimeter bolt. All right, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Drilled a hole in this little metal piece. Put that screw through it, so that's what it looks like. It's gonna sit here. It'll hold my oil catch can to the side. Hopefully I'll have enough space so that when I put that plastic cover on top of the engine, it'll still fit. All right, so this is what I have so far. As you guys can see, the AutoNation number plate cover is holding on my oil catch can. Seems pretty good. You wanna make sure to leave some space at the bottom so that when you unscrew the catch can, you still have enough room to take it out. So I think that should be good. All right, so here's my progress so far. I moved it from this bolt to this one because I'm going to reuse the tube that it came with. It fits a lot better here. So I'm not really happy about this bolt situation. But the reason I moved it from that bolt to the top ones is because I kept flexing it, the metal broke. So now it's on the top one. I'm gonna try not to flex it. I have enough clearance so that the tank can still come out. Anyways, so now I have the new hose mounted to that plastic piece. It's just gonna fit right there. I have it going under these pipes, these cables, comes up here, and it's just gonna simply go ahead and fit into the top of the catch can. There's gonna be a slight bend, but it should be fine. Alrighty, so I have everything dialed in. As you can see, we have the original pipe coming into here. I used the biggest fitting and I screwed down the clamps as much as I could. On this guy with the 1/2 inch tube, I used the medium fitting that came with this. Clamp that down, then goes underneath the wiring, underneath this tube, and then it nicely plugs in at the top here. I did zip tie it, couldn't get in all the way. Might try it later. Anyways, that's how I've installed it. There might be better ways. Two things I don't like is that this bolt now does not sit very flush, and also I put these in backwards. I can fix those anytime though. Not too worried. Anyways, actually I don't think I could have put these backwards, because if you flip it, it doesn't fit. It hits the tank. That was weird. Anyways, yeah, so if you get this kit, best way I could do it. Might change it up in the future, but that's how we have it now. Make sure you empty out the canister whenever it's full, otherwise it will just suck a bunch of oil and your car will run really weird. Here's a dipstick to check how much oil you have, and again, you just want to dump it out. And one more thing real quick, the cover does not fit. I had to cut a little bit of that with a utility knife, and then I just kind of had to shove that tube down there, and then it fit really well. That is how you install an oil catch can on a 2020 Plus Highlander. Thanks for watching, guys.